Ho ho ho! Christmas time. Greetings all, this is Max, and I'm back. I got my software sort of working, so here we go. Why am I spending so much time with this crazy flat earth stuff and this crazy science stuff? Well, if anyone has been here for 4 years, roughly, 5 maybe, somewhere in there, I started my channel debunking science, particularly the creation science. And I'm using the science that they give us and tell us is fact to debunk them. And that's what I did when I first started. So now, the ball is rolled around. The ball is rolling around where I'm going to debunk stuff again. There'll be plenty of Bible studies and plenty of other good information on my channel regarding God and all this stuff. But what I think is really important is for people to sort of abolish their ideas about where they are in the universe according to science, because it's a load of crap. And I'm gonna show it to you and prove it. Okay? Let's start with Michikaku.
There is a crisis in cosmology. Usually in science, if we're off by a factor of 2 or a factor of 10, we call that horrible. We say something's wrong with the theory. We're off by a factor of 10. However, in cosmology, we're off by a factor of 10 to the 120. That is 1 with 120 zeros after it. This is the largest mismatch between theory and experiment in the history of science.
Okay. That's according to mathematicians, with 120 zeros after it. I think it's power of 90. It's impossible. Okay? So that we're going to talk about gravity and the way that you're told in the school books and all this stuff. And you know, I wish that when I was a kid, I would have looked at this stuff with a little bit different bell on my head. And you know, I did at certain points. I had this teacher who's a chemistry teacher. Real, eating nuts, wearing Birkenstocks, and biked to school every day. And she was a real, what I call him, a tree hugger back in the early 90s. Talking about how the earth is running out of water. And in chemistry class, she's teaching about distillation. You distill water and stuff like that. And I said, well, you said that the earth is running out of water, and the earth is basically water. Why can't we distill the oceans? And she said, I don't know. That's from a teacher. So I don't know. I don't know. Like it's some big thing. I mean, we're distilling this stuff, and I think I was like 13 or 14, 7th grade chemistry. I'm distilling water with my little beaker, my little gas thing or whatever the heck it was. A little alcohol in it. Yeah. We're burning this stuff. And we're distilling it. And I ask her, well, why can't we purify salt water? Just poison or something? And she's, I don't know. I don't know. It's because she does not think anywhere near outside the box. Been programmed, absolutely programmed, to believe what she believes. A lot of it comes from the television set. Okay? Now, we'll get into a big study here. How does gravity work and does it exist? Oh, man. No, it doesn't exist. And we'll get into this. Okay. This is the map out of the solar system. And you have Pluto out here. Okay. Pluto. Way out here. Now, this is attached to the sun somehow through a mysterious force that no one can prove called gravity. It's attached to the sun and it rides around. Even though Saturn has huge gravity, Jupiter has huge gravity, it's just going to keep doing its thing out there. No, I don't think so. No. Why do I not think that? Why do I think that it's a bunch of crap? There we go. Gravity is related to mass, apparently. So you can't test anything. You have to have something that's like really huge, really massive in order to have gravity. All of a sudden, when you hit a certain point, there's this mysterious force that comes in, just like Luke Skywalker. Oh, you hit that point. There you go. You got gravity now. You got gravity. You know, as far as I know, gravity is whatever goes up must come down. That's my understanding of gravity. Goes up, comes down. That's it. Now, we'll talk about the little AP little planet or meteorite or whatever they want to call it, Pluto. This is the radius of it. So it's half of it. So it's 1400 MI. I mean, see, this cryptic stuff they use. Okay, well, that's what it is. We'll say, I guess that's miles. I don't know. 737.6. All right. Okay. It's a little tiny thing. Because if you look down here, it says the moon is about 30% larger. It's flying around us. How in the heck does this little thing fly around the sun? This is my favorite part down here. Excuse me, I have a little bit of a allergy to the dog we just got. This makes it larger than the dwarf planet Eris, once thought to be larger than Pluto. Eris, 1445 miles. You know, somebody went up there with a tape measure and measured that. I'm sure. Unlike many planets of the solar system, such as Earth, Pluto does not bulge at the center. So Pluto is perfectly round. See, in the picture, perfectly round. I think I have a picture up here of all the planets. Do they not all look perfectly round? Especially the Earth. The Earth actually looks like it's a circle, but it kind of looks like there's more bulge at the tips. And this is, you know, their photographs. It says that, Neil the Idiot Tyson says that the Earth is pear-shaped. when we have these pictures, supposed pictures, that say that it looks like a sphere. And with that, I'm going to also say that when someone says the earth is round, well, I'll go to the flat earth thing. Flat plane can be round. You take a paper plate, you look at it, it's round. Doesn't mean it's a sphere or a ball or whatever. Right? So, here we are. We're going to test this theory of gravity and all this stuff that you've been taught since you were 12 years old. Right about there. When you get into 7th grade, we're going to talk about, how gravity keeps water in a ball in a vacuum. Okay. Now, the gravity on the moon is 1/5, supposedly, what they tell us, from the Earth. It says right down here. And they're using meters a second, which is retarded, because everybody uses 1G, because America is the only one who's ever been on the moon. We're the masters of this stuff. I don't know why you're using European junk. Meters. Why? Makes no sense. It's to make it confusing. Too confusing for anyone to get into. I'm going to make it really simple. Really simple. So, the moon's gravity here is 1/5 of the Earth's. Okay? The moon causes tides because of gravity. And we'll look at the graphic here. This is their graphic, and it's over-exaggerated. Now, I'm going to ask you, does anybody on a ship ever feel that force? Shouldn't they be weighing slightly less if they're on this anywhere in here? Is that not logical? I want to go back to this thing. The planet Pluto, where is it on here? Here we are. The planet Pluto is smaller than the Earth's moon. Yet somehow there's a string that's attached to the sun that makes it fly around. Even though they say Saturn's gravity is like 2 or 3 times what Earth's is, and Jupiter is like 2 or 3 times, as it flies around, it doesn't care about that. It only cares about the sun. And Pluto, smaller than the moon, should have no gravity, but there it is. That's just the way it works. Why is not Pluto crashing into Saturn? Why is nothing going to Jupiter? Why is the moon not pulled into the sun? The sun has such a massive effect with this mysterious force called gravity. It can hold all these things into position. It's fantasy. It's complete fantasy. These are all lights in the sky. Gravity does not exist. It does not. Can you feel it? Taste it? Touch it? Do whatever. Give me one experiment where you can hold water on a ball and then shoot it 60,000 miles an hour into a vacuum and hold that water there. It's not going to happen because it's complete fantasy. Complete fantasy. We got guys like this with string theory. We're going down to the atoms and we're looking at how atoms work. Dude, build me a bridge, because that is something that people need. Do people need all this nonsense about gravity? Cosmology? Do we need nonsense? Build me a bridge. Lawrence Krauss. Build me a bridge. You can't do it. You can't figure out how to build a bridge to save your life. But somehow you're a scientist. Comes up with all these crazy, wild ideas. Michio Kaku over here. I'm a scientist who comes up with crazy ideas, but I will admit that it has no basis in reality. Thank you, Michio Kaku. He admits there is no basis in reality for what we see, taste, touch, experiment with, rinse and repeat. There is nothing. What does this have to do with Christianity? It has to do with the grand deception. You have to question stuff like this. Put down your Xbox controller and turn off the football game. And if you want to know about the sort of planet you're living on, and I am not a flat earth guy. I'm really not. But their arguments basically destroy a globe earth. And there's no response right now. There is nothing out there. You know, I'll rattle them off the top of my head. Gyroscope cannot work on a globe earth. Okay? You can't have a pressurized atmosphere sitting next to a complete vacuum without some sort of barrier. Okay? My favorite one is that nobody in their job calculates for Earth curve or speed of light or any of that stuff. Nobody does that. It's all fantasy. Everybody in their real life, day-to-day jobs goes about like the Earth is flat. And it seems to work out. It seems to work out. My only problem is the constellations are different. And they spin different ways. That would indicate a globe. I don't care. But the crap that people are telling you about science is all BS. This guy's telling you science, cosmology. Now, I shouldn't say science. That's a broad term. I will say theoretical science. All theoretical science is BS. Every single stitch of it is just complete crap. It came out of some guy's noodle. And I think it was Jesse Ventura that interviewed Michio Kaku, where he came up with some wild idea, and Jesse's like, "Where'd you get that?" And Michio Kaku said, "Well, it came out of my head." And that's where modern science is, in these areas where it's theoretical. It's Star Trek stuff. You got to have Gene Roddenberry up there, who's the greatest scientist in the world because he invented Star Trek. None of it is real. Why isn't it important compared to the Bible? Just read the Bible. 100% scientifically accurate. It's perfect. Life doesn't come from non-life. Universes don't create themselves out of nothing from infinitesimal dot. And this is where all these people come from. And the reason that they're so staunch and so hardcore about it is because they've been trained as babies to believe that. And they probably spent a couple of $100,000 to get their education, and they don't want to feel like it's wasted. I hope this video goes through, and we'll see if the little software works. And with that, we're going to be out of here.